Good morning and welcome to Twin Lakes, or actually just above Twin Lakes. We are going for a morning run. It is day 19 of the series, which means we're 42 days away from running here in Leadville, Colorado for 100 miles. Okay, so I'm in hike mode now, testing out my lucky, nice, sexy poles here. I'm trying to stay under 145 for heart rate, and I'll tell you why. 145 is where my LT1 is, so the point where I start producing more lactate at a higher percentage compared to the zone 2 effort. And zone 2 efforts are quite sustainable. So right now, as I'm hiking up this hill, at 139, I'll show proof. So maybe. Whoa! Okay, so 145 now. That's kind of the upper limit I want to stay at, so that I can work efficiently for a long time, keep my gut under control, and hopefully not just survive 100 miles, but actually put in purposeful work for 100 miles. Okay, so initial review, 40 minutes into my first run with these lucky poles. They're freaking great, dude. They are so great. They are lightweight, they can pack really easily, but more importantly, they come off my hand super quick. So like this little loop, you can see on my hand, the white one, just clips in and out of the poles. So if I want to take them out of like active mode and just kind of hold them for a little bit, it takes like 0.5 of a second. So really enjoying it so far. Okay, wow. Whirlwind of a day. So last thing you guys saw was me finishing my run, 12 miles or so, 12 and change, about a 10-minute per mile pace. From there, we went to Vail. We had a little bit of a hike, or Samantha had a hike with the company. Saw some friends really quickly, and then we went back to Leadville. And when we got back to Leadville, it wasn't great. Looked like the fire had spread, or at least was more active than when we saw it yesterday, and definitely this morning. So the clips from this morning where it looks crystal clear was not the case when we got back to Leadville around 3 to 4 p.m. I'll show some clips here so you guys can see what it looks like. So that was a bit demoralizing in terms of hoping that nothing bad would happen to Leadville and the actual race itself. They canceled the 50-miler race yesterday up in Leadville. Now we have 6 weeks exactly from today until Leadville, so there's opportunity for things to get better, but also stay the same and get worse. So just TBD. We'll see. Hopefully everything kind of holds true. But let's pivot real quick. Last thing I'll say actually is appreciate the firefighters. There was tons of helicopters and staff and trucks that we could see just kind of going back and forth to different locations and from a distance. So I appreciate their work, regardless of if Leadville happens or not. Thank you. Let's pivot though, talk about fuel. I posted a different video earlier today on a different platform talking about fuel, so it's top of mind. And I made a note, I think 2 days ago, to talk about fuel. So I'll show you these two things. And you've seen it before, you've seen me use them before, or at least a variation of these gels. And then Ultraformance from First Form. So these products, the liquid carbs combined with the gels, are my main source of fuel throughout the duration of a training session, and will be throughout race day. Whether it's a Leadville race or we pivot and do something else, that will be my main source of carbohydrates, fuel, some sodium, some electrolytes throughout the duration of my training. Now I'm going to break down sort of how I'm fueling, how much I'm fueling, and why. So I'll start off by saying I'm about 80 kilograms, about 100 and high 70, low 180s, depending on the day, in my water weight. I'm shooting for, on easy days, 0.6 to 0.8 grams of carbs per kilogram of body weight. So quick math here, put my calculator up. Let's just go right in the middle at 0.7. So 0.7 times 82, or 80 even, is 56. So targeting 56. So this will be 40 right here. I might take a little bit of this, or I might even be on like a 45-minute run or a 50-minute run. I might have one of these mid and have something just as I leave to go on the run and count it towards my 56. We're calling it here. If you split the difference between 0.6 and 0.8. That's for easy runs. And these numbers are obviously were what's working for me, but they might be scaled up or down depending on your tolerance, your GI, comfort levels, all that sort of good stuff. For a moderate run, I'm calling this 90 minutes in duration and or quality. So quality doesn't have to be as long, but a higher heart rate. I'm targeting 1 to 1.2 grams of carbs per kilogram of body weight. So 1 to 1 means 80, 1.2 is, let's call it 95. So that means I've had 2 of these and no carb drink, or 1 full like 16 ounce soft flask or bottle with 2 scoops or 1 scoop of that, 2 scoops of that, and 1 of these. So again, I'll play it on the screen so it's a little bit more apparent. So 0.6 to 0.8 for easy stuff, 1 to 1.2 for moderate effort, and then 1.4 to 1.6 for like those hard, long endurance efforts. So things that are over 90 minutes, over 2 hours, 3 hours, up to 4, 5, 6 hours. That's what I'm going to target, the 1.4 to 1.6, which ends up being about 120 grams of carbs. Obviously, there's a standard deviation in there that shifts it, but that's the ballpark target. So that'd be consuming 2 of these gels plus 2 scoops of this in a soft flask every single hour. So it's a lot of substrate on board. It's a lot of gels to consume and time correctly, and also a lot of sips of my first form performance throughout the hour. So that's how I'm approaching fueling. I also like to, when I'm traveling with a pack, so this thing right here, when I have this pack with me, these are the soft flasks I'm referring to. So when I have this flask with me, the pack, I'll usually also carry a flask that has just water, just in case I need to have just pure water, no electrolytes, no carbs, etc. That kind of keeps me, at least mentally, in a better spot, so that if I do feel like I'm kind of overdoing it, I can just have pure water or put some water in my head, for example. So that's my fueling approach. Obviously, throughout the race, the actual race setting, I might kind of pick and choose certain things at an aid station, like if a banana looks like it's good, or a small little cup of ramen, I might kind of dabble with that. But my actual fueling strategy is going to consist of gels. I used to use Cis gels because they're good, like taste wise and viscosity wise. I enjoy them. And then First Form Ultra Performance, because there's 60 servings in here. Each serving's got 24 grams of carbs. Tastes really good. There's no sort of like chalkiness that I feel in my stomach or my palate, anywhere in my tongue. It goes down easily. So I've never had any issues with First Form Ultra Performance. And yeah, that's the plan for fueling. Again, thanks to everyone in Leadville. Hopefully that fire either goes up to where there's no more trees anymore, up the rocks, or they are able to contain it in some capacity. But I guess we'll just keep training and expecting to race, and then we'll kind of see where the cards land. But either way, we'll get ourselves prepared to run 100 miles. Yeah, day 19 is done. We have exactly 6 weeks to go until Leadville, so we're getting towards the peak. We're getting there. Tomorrow we're going to do the Boulder Skyline Traverse, I think, or at least part of it. So that should be a fun day. All right, time to go watch Messi play against Switzerland. Catch you guys tomorrow.